is like a little mouse. What happened to my cheese? Not here. So let's go here. So we're going to go to YouTube. And I think we are on.
That image of the dog. I'm going to have to find one of those for my friend.
Oh, shoot, I just messed up. Let me go back.
Cup, but first.
My friend Kim Burnham says, go where the cheese is. Goes where the cheese is. Okay, so that's mute. We're good. Okay, we are good. We're streaming on YouTube. I'm going to start to record. Okay, so welcome everybody. I hope you guys have hung around. It's a little after 9 Pacific time, and we had some technical difficulties, but you're already in a session. So what we're doing, this is Leslie Platner. I'm going to just introduce her in a second. Matrix energetics practitioner. And if you don't know what matrix energetics is, it's a way to play with infinite possibilities and see results, changes in the physical world, in your world. And so what I'd like you to do, if you like, so that you can see if something changes for you, if something's different with this, you're actually in an energetic session, a healing session. And healing is different for different people, you know? And so you can test yourself. You're here and you can test how your neck moves and how your shoulders move, and you can walk around and see how you feel. You could put an intention into your thoughts and go, if something were to change for you today, what might that be? And then answer that question. What would it be? If something were to change for you, what's the one thing that would be useful for you? And then you can go a little further and go, well, why is that the thing? What is that really about? And it's a great exercise to do any time of day, any time in your morning meditation or time to just sit in stillness and reflect. But what's the one thing? What is the thing you need? What is the thing you want? And then what's that all about? And you'll come to a point, if you sit with it long enough, where it comes into either you want respect, like somebody, family members, other people, or you want inclusion. You want to be one of a certain group. You want to be included and be part of that and be in there. Or so it's respect or inclusion or a purpose, like what you're here to do. And you don't want to just get it with your mind. You want to sit there in silence. And so you can do that even right now. So if you're watching later, you could hit pause and just go, okay, what do I want? What would be the thing what am I even watching this thing? What am I looking for? What have I been looking for my whole life maybe? And sit with that and then let go. And then test something real, like your neck, your arms, your shoulders, because when something changes, like your shoulder goes from here, and then after the session, it can go to here, or, your walking is different, or you feel taller, or did that scoliosis just go away? When something changes in the physical world from seemingly just sitting in front of a computer and watching two matrix energetics practitioners, I got to tell you, from my experience, it's not just your shoulder or your neck or your spine. We don't even know all the things that just changed. So what's cool is to then notice the rest of your day, the rest of your week. If you watch this video again, notice where you are before, notice where you are afterwards, and then recheck afterwards and see if it's different. And then notice the rest of the day. And your mind might kind of go kind of a little weird, like, come on, it can't be because you watched a video with Ralph and Leslie, but maybe it is. And you test it again. And so we're all about testing and then doing something, or something happens, and then retesting, because then you get some data. It's a true science kind of way to live. So so we're going to start in a minute. And what Leslie and I are going to do is, what we noticed is there's when you're working on yourself or on your family, if you're a healer or an energetic person, if you're someone that prays, it's hard to work on family because you're so attached to it. Like, of course you're attached to it. You're like, if somebody's having a really, really hard time, you want them to get well, and you don't like to see them in pain, especially if it's your kids or your mom or somebody else that you care about. And so that attachment can kind of keep it stuck. That's what I've noticed about prayers. Like, it's like having true faith and trust is key, but that means having faith and trust, not being like, oh no, this is going to be like, how do we get this thing fixed? So when you're working on your own family, it's hard. So we're going to be working on a family member right now. And the way matrix energetics works is, while we work with this one person, it's also for you. And so I'm going to guide you through a process that you can do while you hang out there. You don't have to do anything, but if you want to do a little bit of something, you can go inside your body and just keep your attention inside your body in the next few minutes, and just notice what you notice. It can be feeling good, it can be feeling bad, it can be feeling just kind of weird or just kind of not much at all. But you've got a body and it's got nerves, and we're feeling machines. And maybe we came into this existence to actually notice our bodies and notice our life. So if you keep your attention inside your body, you can have a massive change right now from the chair you're sitting in. And I don't know if I said it yet, but if you want to, you can donate, not to us. You can put in your own magic box. You can donate to something that helps the world, even if it's just $1. And if you don't have $1, you can donate some smiles to everybody you meet today. And you can donate by not criticizing or complaining about the world. Or maybe you can donate by turning off your phone for the day and just going to your heart. So big believer in exchange, and that could be an exchange. So now I want to introduce Leslie. I'm going to put this on gallery view so it records like that. So Leslie, I'm excited to have you with me, and we're going to do some big stuff, and it's already happening. But yeah, tell people anything you want to say about yourself, about your wishes, about anything you want.
Well,
Thank you for being here.
About myself. Okay. Well, just a tiny background. I started out years ago as an RN and was very closed to the idea of anything matrixy like. And then out of various circumstances, I became interested in homeopathy, and I went to school and studied that. And then I've just done all different kinds of energy healing, life force healing, breath work, matrix energetics. And I'm sure I was at the same conferences you were at with Richard Bartlett for so many times. It was so much fun. And I'm so glad to have met you online and to be doing this again, because I feel like, yay, back in the matrix.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
those were good times.
They were fun, yeah. So I'm really excited about working with you and seeing what we can do, and the idea of people being able to watch this in the future and maybe help themselves or a family member. So it's pretty exciting.
That's awesome. And yeah, and I'll put links in the description. I know we had to like switch from Facebook to YouTube, but I'll put links in there to contact Leslie and to contact me. Okay, so let's start. So everybody just now that you've thought about what you want, just let go in whatever way you can let go for yourself, staying out of your head, staying out of your mind, staying out of thoughts. And if thoughts come in, no big deal, just notice them. And then if you want to, drop your awareness down into your body. And so just, you've got a body. Just for the next bit of time, if you want, keep your attention inside your body, inside your body. That's it. And just keep your attention there without trying to change anything. That's you. If you want something to do, that's the thing I recommend doing. And then you're going to hear Leslie and I sometimes talking, sometimes not. You might feel stuff or notice stuff. And just as much as you can, just notice what you notice without trying to judge it or isolate it or think about it or make it want it to go away or want it to get more or wonder what it is or try to figure out what it is or trying to put it into a framework where it's like, oh, this is like Reiki, or oh, this is just if you want, just take a break from all that and just keep your attention inside your body as Leslie and I do what we do, and then we'll check in with you in a little bit. So here we go. We have no other agenda except that, and we're working on somebody very, very special as a surrogate for all of you. So I'm going to come down here and because that's what I want to do. And Leslie's going to do what she does and enjoy.
hearing a tone, so I'm just going to make this tone if I can do it.
That's right. Everybody watching, you can relax if you want. You can stay out of your head, stay out of your thoughts, stay out of trying to figure something out if you like, and stay in your body and notice your body. That's right. That's right. You're doing great. Stay in your body. Notice what's happening in your own body. Hmm. And sometimes we like to talk, and sometimes we get the message to not say anything, and all of that is good. When if we do say something, your mind might try to figure out what it means, but there's if you just let go of that even and just notice your own body, there's a real magic in that.
I've noticed connecting to parallel universes as if possibilities for us all exist. There's myriad possibilities and they all exist at once. So a way of accessing our own possibilities. So I've felt that a couple of times, and just oceans of light and ultraviolet light. It feels like an incredible, just like an incredible zone of light.
It does. Yeah. Everybody watching, if you like, you've already done so much work. You've done enough worrying. You already do this. Now you can just let go. That's right. Notice the body.
Thing just cracked wide open. Wow.
One of the things that happens with a lot of people, most of us, maybe everybody. We try to put something into a framework that we know, like, oh, this is Reiki, or oh, this is this, or oh, this is that, or oh, this is too simple. This can't really work. And you can think that, don't try to not think something, but you can also let go and just notice what's happening in your body.
Oh gosh, to me it feels like something is like knitting back together. Some fragmented or frayed self-perception, or it's knitting back together. It feels
Oh, so interesting. Yeah, yeah, I see a symbol that makes sense in to me, like what I noticed too.
and like reinforming DNA, or where DNA can have a new possibility. Woo.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
And
Um,
then releasing old programs, old beliefs, old thoughts, old memes, those being released, and then opening to new new downloads, new possibilities.
I see it. Yeah. If that can happen, what else?
And then opening like a lotus.
That's right. It's so interesting. I don't know why I'm getting this. Is this what I'm getting? Wow.
It's so interesting. It feels like people who are tracking what's going on in their own bodies. Like I can feel that assisting whatever this is that we're working on as a group.
Yeah.
Somehow people are tracking in their own bodies, and it's really creating an opening. It's an opening into what I don't know, but new possibilities.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, we're getting really close. There's that fun part of matrix energetics where everybody starts laughing because all the possibilities are so fun.
Even the ones that maybe are so funny. It's like I must be tracking Richard Bartlett because he says stuff that offends people sometimes. Like I remember once I'm a physical therapist from back in the day, and in San Francisco once he went on and on about how physical therapy is a bunch of crap, and then the only thing wrong with physical therapy are two things: one, that people think it's physical, and the other, they think they need therapy, and everybody laughs. And when it was in San Francisco, then all of a sudden he brought all the physical therapists up, and there was like more than I had ever seen in a matrix class. There was like 30 people on stage, and it's like,
For that?
yeah, for that. So they were all a bunch of my friends from the integrative manual therapy Sharon Giammatteo days, and he was tracking that information, and he says stuff that's like, some of it I think is absolutely false, and some that's just like really offensive. He'll say stuff about certain presidents or certain people or certain things, historical figures that, and it's like he loves to push buttons for some reason, but sometimes it's the perfect button. Like I remember once in Seattle, I had my friend, client, who was there. She was so excited because she had had so many changes with Matrix. And so she was taking a 5-day class. And in the first day or so, he went on and on and on about how muscle testing is a bunch of crap. It's not true. It's not valid. It's like, if you do it, you're stupid, stuff like that. And he said, I'm going to prove it to you. And so he took this one guy up on stage and he says, okay, let's muscle test. And, the old, what's your name is Binks, your name is this. And so they got their yes, they got their no. And then he had a packet of sugar and he put it on their body and he muscle tested them and their arm went weak. So he's like, see, sugar is bad for this guy. And then he said, okay, now look at how ridiculous this is. And he took the sugar and he inverted it. He put it upside down. And he said, okay, we're going to invert the sugar. And then he muscle tested the guy and the guy was really strong. And he said, see, muscle testing is a bunch of crap. And my friend was about to leave after paying for 5 days. She was so mad. And because her whole life was built around muscle testing. And but he was there to break something open. And then she stayed. One of the practitioners, a chiropractor that was helping with the class, she came and talked to her for quite a while and talked her off the cliff. And so she's like, okay, so she kept working with me. I think I was her partner the whole time because she was my friend. And I cared about her and I was like, oh my God, she's going to leave. But she hung out and a couple of days into the seminar, she's like, oh my God, you mean all the rules of the universe are up for grabs? I said, yeah, they are. Because she was starting to see that she could make up her own rules. And at the end, she was thanking Richard Bartlett and Melissa Joy profusely. And the crazy part about that story is she had brought her boyfriend, who they were just having a great time, kind of come to a beautiful seminar and work together. And it was going to be so fun. They broke up in the middle of that seminar. So it looks like, and she was thanking them at the end so profusely. And later I was like, oh, I think I know maybe another possibility of what happened. So, David R. Hawkins in his book says, and I haven't gotten to this point at all. He says, when you're enlightened, when you're awakened, when you're at the highest levels of tone, bliss, ecstasy, joy, and you've transcended all that, what happens is you're no longer affected by fluorescent lights and artificial sweeteners and Roundup and EMFs and any kind of toxins and any kind of foods. You test strong in muscle testing for all those things. And so what another possibility, I think I posted this to Richard, I never heard back. Another possibility is that he had this guy up on stage and he muscle tested him for sugar, and he was a regular human being that tested weak for sugar. It is a neurotoxin in our world. That's what we think about it. And then he inverted the sugar and he entered a parallel universe where that guy was enlightened. And now he tested the guy and he tested strong. So maybe it wasn't that muscle testing was wrong. Maybe it was absolutely correct. And maybe he had a different human being in front of him in that next moment.
Which sounds crazy, but it's we're so stuck on what we believe and what we think about our own bodies, our healing, what we're experiencing, and even the thought that there could be a parallel universe in which you are enlightened. And if that were so, how would that enlightened part of yourself upgrade you where you are now? Connecting to that possibility and all the crazy ways he does that and has taught us to do it, it's so effective.
It's beyond.
It's like when you look at a painting or a knot in the ceiling, and all of a sudden you see a face or you see something appear that you never saw before, or you've always seen something in a certain way, and all of a sudden you look at it and you go, oh, that looks different.
Yeah, and it could be so not spiritual. It can be so not spiritual. So I was working with somebody once, and she had all this pain, and it was in the 2 years when I was only doing matrix energetics, and because I had to see where it would go. And so she had all this pain, and I tested her. I had her walk around, test things, all this pain. And then for some reason, my attention went to a book that we have called Baby Cakes. And it's about, it's a little cookbook. And the woman on it on the back cover was really hot. I mean, she was really cute. She had a little apron on, and I was like, oh my God, she's cute. And then and I'm married, you know, but it's like I just all of a sudden I just saw that, and then I just said, well, you know what? Go test yourself again. And she walked around. This is like 5 seconds later, and all of her pain was gone. I mean, that's just weird. That's just weird. But when Leslie and I play with Matrix, we've seen really weird stuff. And when my friend said, you mean all the rules of the universe are up for grabs? It's like, but I haven't seen gravity go away, but I have two little kids that insist after having a group session, Ben's school, we did a thing with Ben's school using Qigong, but we're always in this matrix energetic state. And afterwards I asked them, what do you guys notice? And two of them, one was Ben, said, we're walking around without touching the ground. And I said, oh, you mean you like, it feels like you're really light, like you're not touching the ground? And he said, no, we're not touching the ground. And maybe my eyes can't fathom that. My belief system says, nope, that's impossible. I don't see that. But who's to say they're not in another universe, parallel universe, where they're not touching the ground? And another little girl who was standing next to me, I still think of her as I watched all these kids smiling and laughing during the session. She says, I know everything. Now, when a little 7-year-old tells you that, I think she's telling the truth. And so Matrix is really interesting. So it's going to be really cool to see what you guys notice that's different after today.
Yesterday, I worked with someone who is in a lot of pain and very chronic illness, and is she's really in a difficult situation, and financially, physically, just dealing with some difficult disease diagnoses, and trying to make a living, and feeling a lot of pain. And she's taking this medication that makes her really sick, and it gives her horrible cramps. And when we started working together, all of a sudden her 4-year-old self showed up that had none of that pain, and was just delighted with the world, and was healthy and strong, and artistic and creative, and loved nature. And somehow her connecting with that aspect of herself, she was delighted, and the pain levels in her body decreased so much. It was miraculous. It was really fun. So you never know what's going to show up.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of Dwayne Allman in one of his interviews, Allman Brothers. He had a lot of physical pain, a lot of problems, I think a lot of addictions and stuff. And he said, but when he was on stage, it was stage world, and he had zero pain. All of his pains went away, even severe tooth pains. And you can be that fast.
Wow. Okay. What do you notice now? Wow. Woo.
It just feels awesome. It feels awesome. It feels awesome. It's like, this is, I love matrix energetics. I reached out to Richard and his who I think she still works for him, and said, I want to have Richard on a show over and over and over again, like back in the days when he was always on Contact Talk Radio, because it's time, man. So Richard, if you happen to be watching, talk to me and Leslie. Let's get you back to working, man, on and Matrix. Like my friend Kim Burnham says, there are no techniques in Matrix. People say, am I doing it right? And she would smile and go, yeah, you better not do it wrong, because you can't do it wrong. Because there's nothing to do. Oh, oh.
There we go. Wow.
Yeah, I got grasshoppers. I'm taking off in a spaceship.
Another big, huge release. Whoa. That just was like it went from the sacrum all the way up out the top of the head. A huge release.
Yeah.
Still not getting done though.
I think it might be because it's just so fun. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Oh, wow. I remember Oh my goodness. Yeah, I remember my friend from Los Angeles that had a big physical therapy practice, integrated manual therapy practice, and also qigong teacher, and her qigong master was visiting, and he was hanging around with Sharon G. Mateo, who had a lot of techniques. I mean, I took 110 of her classes and really precise work. And afterwards, my friend Sheila was talking to her qigong master, and he said, "Yeah, I checked in with her energetically to see if I could work on her." So I did when we met, and I asked her, "Why do you work so hard?" Oh my goodness! And even like I was reading about a guy that spent 25 years pretty much living in silence and meditating, and then he did some writing, and then he did get out and visit the world and bring some of what he found in the world at the very end. But he spent most of his life just like in silence. It's like, I don't know if we have to do that.
There, wow, all those energy centers just opened up big time, huge.
Yeah. Wow.
There's something about, for anybody who's watching this or participating, is something about like just being willing to open to take it in. Just like if you could imagine every cell, your spirit, your body, every single little tiny particle that you're made of, being open to take in this information, this healing session. There's something about that, like being so open and so willing to receive, that it's just making every little molecule vibrate.
Yeah. And so, yeah, so if you like, you can notice what's happening in your body. Just keep your attention in your body. It's your body. At some point, you'll be done with it. Might as well pay attention to what's happening in it right now. And I'm noticing a big cone right into your spleen. Enough love, money, joy, plenty of love, money, joy, unlimited amounts of love, money, joy, health, happiness, peace into your spleen, which is on the left side of your body and your rib cage. Yeah, stay in your body. Keep your attention inside your body. Stay out of story, even though we're talking about all sorts of stuff. Stay inside your body. Notice what you notice. Just hang out there. Just notice who is noticing.
And being willing to notice even if you don't notice, or being willing to change even if you don't know how. That willingness and that openness down to the very core of your being, and feeling worthy to have new perceptions and new sensations and new experiences. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that is worth replaying. Find out what time stamp that is, and that is worth replaying.
So I came to a place where I'm saying, am I done? Yes. Are they done? Yes.
It feels really good to me. It feels like a big drop of water.
It does.
3, 2, I'll tell you what I told those kids. Go to the happiest thing you could possibly imagine, stuff that maybe your perfect vacation spot. Don't even think. On 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys, that was fun. Holy guacamoles, man. So we'll have to do that again. I mean, not that we have to do it again for more results. This feels really complete, but that was so fun. We'll definitely do that, another version, the next version. So let us know what you're noticing.
I'm really interested to hear if anybody has any perception from after that. Some things.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're watching live, I know we went from Facebook to YouTube, so there's less people maybe that got involved, but we'll repost it. It'll be on my YouTube. and then look for Leslie Platner. And what's the best way? What I'll put it in the comments. But is it your email, or just go find you on Facebook, or what's the best way to connect?
Probably my email at the moment.
Go ahead and give me that email, and I've got it, but then you can hear it, and it'll be in the description in just a bit.
Okay, it's L like Leslie, P as in Paul, L again, Platner, Platner 9@gmail.com.
lplatner9@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's to reach Leslie, and then you can find me at ralphhavens.com/true healing, and let's.
Yeah, my website is Life Alchemy, or leslieplatner.com, leslieplatner.com, but my work, I call it Life Alchemy.
Life Alchemy, leslieplatner.com. So reach out, let us know what you notice that's different, and spread the word. Share this. If you like it, click like, click. I don't know if you click heart on YouTube, or if you see it on Facebook, and share it. Let's heal ourselves and heal the world. All right, you guys. I'm going to sign off, and I'll talk to you in a second, Leslie.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to stop.